get things started right here. Grain bin safety remains a top concern for ag producers, and one company here in the Cornhusker State continues to tackle that on. It's called Grain Weevil. Now, we've featured their innovative approach before, and they've got a new product line that we want to talk about today. This week we check in with their team to see what new tools they're bringing to the table for producers in 2026.
Well, do it, or that might be the easiest. Yeah, so we started Grain Weevil back in 2020 based on a challenge from a good friend of ours, farmer, who said, hey, you build robots, you should build me a robot to keep me and my kids out of the grain bin. And so that kind of started our learning process for why the job inside of a grain bin is dangerous. And that's why we designed the Grain Weevil robot, is to go inside the grain bin, do the hard work that no human should, and keep farmers and workers safe and out of those nasty, dangerous facilities. So like I said, we started as a startup here in Nebraska in 2020, and we've been through startup programs here in the state and funded through some of that as well. And this is actually our 2025 is our first full year of production. We've been slowly building up our manufacturing in Omaha, Nebraska, with our small team of 10. And so right now we build robots and sell those, as well as doing services through our Bin Assist network. So everyone thinks the idea is amazing, the mission is something easy to get behind, safety inside of the grain bins. Everyone has a story. They know someone, or they've heard of someone in their local area that's been affected by an accident in the grain bins. So it's a very real issue. I think the reaction after that is, what's the price? What's it going to cost me to get in working with one of these? And how does it work with my unique bin setup, my unique farm? And so we've been really working hard to better explain and better market the robot for those scenarios, because we think we can have a big impact not only on safety, but on the quality of your grain, the window of operation that you have. You can harvest earlier, you can store longer, take better care of your grain, because it is a bank account in your backyard that you should be watching over and taking care of. This year at the show, we're showing off our full production model, and that includes the whole package. So that's the robot system, the winching, the charging system, and the camera system that you need to get going on your farm. And all of those components have been upgraded year over year as we prepare for production. So this model now is IP dust and waterproof, so you can wash it off. It won't get full of dust from being inside of a nasty grain bin. Easy to clean off. Better accessories, easier to use. And so all across the board, we've been focused on longevity of the robot, how tough it is, easily replaceable parts like the augers, and then the extra systems around it that are required to make it run smoothly. So we have a really great relationship with our Bin Assist partners, and they, up until this point, have been doing services with a small fleet of robots. And that's been for our benefit, for testing and getting more and more use out in the world in really unique situations. And so we've had great feedback from that, as well from the farmer side, where they've helped some really serious situations where bins have been real nasty, and they were able to help with that, all the way down to, I just want to see it run on my farm. I want to see what it looks like, how it operates, and it's a really wonderful demo to get a service out at your farm before you're ready to purchase. And it's great because they'll also be the ones that will help you through the purchasing process, decide what you need for your farm specifically, to have a best setup, and then they'll be there to train and install, do things like the winch install, which is a bit of a pain. But once it's set up, you should be ready to go. So you can either reach out directly to our Bin Assist partner based on your area. All that information is on our website. To plug in your address, find your nearest Bin Assist partner, and reach out to them, and they know what to say. They'll help you out and help you figure out what you need.